entrancing in the sheets. It's time for things to change.
And I've not hypnotized you before. I thought that was really important that I didn't do this with somebody that I've hypnotized 1,000 times, because that is not what happens in our offices, is it? And you know, so we'll just see how this goes. We had a nice old chat yesterday. I kind of did a mini intake, so we talked about medication and some of the things that have been going on and all that kind of stuff, didn't we? But now you two have also, you've got your own YouTube channel that you're just up and running, so please go and check them out. That would be a wonderful thing. We all need to support each other, and you're just kind of setting out on your hypnosis journey, but are highly motivated and are doing a lot of good. Is take them into hypnosis together, and then we're just going to get this kind of communication going, and it's just so you can see how this flows. And this is a real treat, because it's often when we're doing kind of live in-person classes, I often don't have a couple in the class, and for this to work it needs to be a couple. You know, we can role play it, but when you don't know anything about anybody, it's quite difficult to do. So so I was very excited there when you agreed that that we could do this. So these also know all about hypnosis, so I don't need to give them a big pre-talk about, I've completely control your minds and you're absolutely brainwashed. No, I'm joking.
Looking like a chicken any minute.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, it's going to get you to get all nice and comfortable for me. And I want you to close your eyes. And I just want you to focus on just where you feel your heart being in your body. And you can just allow yourself to notice how wonderfully comfortable it is as you notice where your heart is within your body. Just imagining your heart. You might imagine it like a big cartoon heart, or something else entirely. Maybe more of a biological thing. It doesn't matter. But I just want you to feel a wonderful warmth, a comfortable warmth in your chest. A wonderful feeling of love, care, and openness. And I want you to sense each other as you notice that wonderful warmth within. Just having a really wonderful sense of each other as you just breathe in that wonderful calm, that feeling of love. And just allowing yourself just to notice that wonderful feeling of connection. And that sense of drifting down into this amazing hypnotic space. That wonderful feeling of drifting down into that amazing hypnotic space. That's right. And as I count down from 10 all the way down to 0, just allowing yourself just to drift deeper and deeper and deeper down. Each number helping you to just let go. To feel a really wonderful state of calm, of comfort within. So ready. 10. 9 as you drift down. Just noticing that opening, that warmth within your heart, as if you're breathing through your heart now. 8, 7. A wonderful warm feeling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just drifting down into a wonderful, safe, comfortable place. A really sacred place. A place of connection. A place where there is no blame. No defenses are needed. A place of love and of learning. A place of honesty and openness. Just becoming aware of that feeling of being in sync. Knowing that your breathing is in sync. Your intentions are in sync. Your minds are in sync. A beautiful, amazing feeling of connection, of openness, of love. That's right. And when you're there, I just want you to say to me the word, yes. Just taking all the time you need.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. And just notice how good it feels to be in that very sacred place of connection. How wonderful that feels to be in that very calm place of connection. Such a wonderful feeling. Just to experience each other's energy in that place. So, in this place you can exchange thoughts, ideas, compliments. You can remember wonderful experiences, times of the past, things that you appreciate, things that you love about each other. The things that make you both and us a wonderful bond. So Catherine, just tell John something that you do together that you really enjoy, that makes you feel good.
I just like it when we cuddle up skin to skin.
John, what do you think about that? How do you feel about cuddling up skin to skin?
I love it when we cuddle up skin to skin.
John, tell Catherine about something that you really enjoy that you do together that makes you feel good.
I love it when she always wants to give us a hug before I leave.
Catherine, what do you think about that? How do you feel about hugging him before he leaves?
I love it, and I love it that he never leaves the house without giving us a hug. And he always hugs us when he comes in.
Did you know that, John, that she always loves that?
Yeah,
Allow yourself just to notice how good that feels, remembering those hugs and that feeling of being skin to skin. Such a lovely feeling. Something that you would both love and enjoy doing together that makes you feel good. Catherine, tell me about, or tell John about something that he does that makes you feel special.
He always makes me feel special, but before he goes to work, he finds my slippers and puts them somewhere that I can find them.
John, what do you think about that?
I love doing that because she's always losing the slippers.
John, tell Catherine about something that makes you feel special that she does.
She always makes sure I've got my tea prepared when I'm working late, so I've got something to take to work.
What do you think about that, Catherine?
I just like to make sure he's properly fed when he's at work.
So just notice those feelings, those things that make you feel special that each other do. Because you're special to each other, and how wonderful that is. Just allow yourself to feel those feelings, to enjoy those sensations, to have those memories, knowing there's many, many special things that you do for each other that you can remember. Being safe and secure. Catherine, tell John about something that you like and the way he expresses love for you.
I think he finds it hard sometimes, so when he does really tell us that he loves us, I know he really means it.
What do you think about that, John?
I think sometimes I don't know how to accept it.
John, tell Catherine about something that she does that shows that she expresses her love to you, that she loves you.
When she gives us a hug, she wants to do it skin to skin, so she'll pull up her top and she'll pull up mine.
What do you think about that, Catherine?
I just like it because it makes you feel more connected.
Catherine, tell John about something he does that communicates you that he desires you. What does he do that you like?
He tells us a lot that he desires us, but I like it when he comes over and kisses us on the neck, or just those little things when you're in the kitchen making the tea.
What do you think about that, John?
I love to show that I love her because she needs to be loved even more.
John, tell Catherine about something that she does that you like, that expresses that she desires you.
When we're asleep in bed at night, She'll put her hand over in the middle of the night just to feel us. She'll either touch my chest or my back.
What do you think about that, Catherine?
I just like to know that he's there. Because when I used to hate it when it was on night and I was in bed on my own. So I like to just check and remind myself that he is there.
So just allowing yourselves to notice what it feels like to desire and be desired by each other for a moment. Just remembering that feeling within. Noticing it in your body. And how wonderful that feels. John, tell Catherine how you like to be touched.
I like to feel her lips over my body, down my chest, going down to my genitals, kissing my neck, the feel of her lips on my mouth, and the tongue inside my mouth, feel of her hands stroking my body.
What do you think about that, Catherine?
I like to do that for him.
Catherine, tell John how you like to be touched.
I like to be kissed on the back of the neck and gently all over my body. But sometimes you get too excited and it can be rough. It's just because you're excited and you're keen. But I love it that you're happy to kiss us all over. You're not bothered if my legs are hairy or anything like that. You just want to be with us and touch us. You make us feel desired because you're not bothered about stuff like that.
What do you think about that, John?
I didn't know I was sometimes too rough. And sometimes when you get to that stage, you get carried away.
So just allow yourselves just to remember what it's like to be touched and to touch in the ways that both of you like and how good that feels. Notice where you feel that sensation within your body. John, tell Catherine how she brings you comfort.
Oh, she will.
Brings you comfort.
She brings me comfort with how she looks after me over the family unit. She's always looking out for me and for Jack.
And Catherine, how does John bring you comfort?
He always looks after us and he took both my boys as if they were his own. It's part of the family. It's never made a difference to him that he's not the dad. And he's always there for me. When I need him, he looks after all of us, looks after all the family. He's doing the shopping all this time so that I can stay safe at home. Just always looks out for us all as a family.
So just allow yourself just to feel that feeling of comfort, that feeling of connection, feeling of calm, feeling of being together. Catherine, tell John about an experience that you shared, either sensual or sexual, intimate, if you wish to, that made you feel good.
I love it when you just used to come and see us so that we could enjoy ourselves and there was no worries about anything. We just both wanted to be with each other. We used to do more playful things, like hide around the house and stuff like that. There wasn't any expectation. It wasn't always the same thing. We just did whatever we wanted to do at that time.
How do you feel about that, John?
Yeah, I do miss them times.
And tell Catherine about an experience of sensual or sexual or just a happy, intimate memory that makes you feel good when you think about it.
When we had sex on the kitchen table and we were okay.
So just allowing yourself just to remember those times. Wonderful, shared, happy, intimate, connecting memories. Notice how that makes you feel within. Catherine, tell John what you would say to him if you felt more able to. Is there something you would love to tell him that you've never told him?
I sometimes think you don't have enough confidence in yourself about how sexy you are and what a good lover you are, and the things that have happened to you in the past that you sometimes bring to this relationship. But you make me really happy, and that we do have a good relationship.
What do you think about that, John?
I think I really love her, but when I met her, I was overweight and my libido had really gone. And Cath brought us back, but there's things I've done that with other people I've never done with Cath. I don't know, it's just something I feel stuck on us.
So, John, tell her what you want her to know, or what things, something that you've never told her that you wanted to but never been able to.
But for some reason, every time I go there, I don't know, my confidence, and I've done it loads before with other people, for some reason when I want to do it with Cath, I just lose my confidence.
So allow yourself just to feel connected in sharing those, knowing that those things are things that you can talk about, you can communicate about, you can discuss openly and honestly together. Without any judgment, just hearing, deciding, and allowing yourselves now just to remember a time when you felt really, really connected to each other. Loved and connected, sensual and wonderful. Catherine, tell John about that time that pops into your mind now.
I think I've forgotten sometimes how much you enjoy it, and that you hold yourself away because you're worried of what's going to happen, or that I'll demand more of you than you want to give. But that you're always amazing and we always have a great time, and that when you remember how much you enjoy it, you want to do it more.
And John, you do the same. You tell Catherine about a time or that feeling, whatever pops into your head when you remember that really connected, sensual time.
I think I've lost some confidence. There's lots of times when I want to do it, but it always seems to be I'm upstairs and you're downstairs, and I really don't know why I should really come and get you.
To allow yourselves just to feel that wonderful connection, to take all those learnings, all that information, all that amazing stuff that make you and us, Allow yourselves to feel that on every level, a conscious level, a subconscious level, a spiritual level, a confidence level that allows you to notice not only that connection between you, but a wonderful spark, a beautiful energy. You can feel it all around you. Like a beautiful, amazing energy that's magnetic between you, the energy that drew you together in the first place. Notice how amazingly strong it is, how good it feels. Noticing a deeper connection, an open connection. A wonderful energy that allows you to revel by simply being in each other's presence, sharing that space, that energy. It feels so amazing, so wonderful, so beautiful. Just experience it. Noticing deeper, more open and intimate connection. And know it's there all the time when you're together and when you're apart. Able to freely express yourself. Feels wonderful, doesn't it? That's right. Beautiful magnetic energy between you that makes you and us. Now in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 10, and as I count from 1 to 10, you can become more and more awake, more alert, more energized, a wonderful feeling within. Bringing back with you that real sense of connection, that open communication. But before I do, allow your mind to take you forwards together in time with this deeper connection. This profound sense of love and intimacy, sensuality, feeling that magnetic pull stronger than ever. Notice the joy and the happiness it brings to your heart, to your lives, and to each other. So ready. 1, 2, 3, lighter and lighter. 4, 5, 6, brighter. 7, 8, eyes opening up. That's wonderful. 9, 10. Big stretch, big hug. Thank you. What is there anything you want to kind of say about that? How it felt for you, or it surprised you?
It did surprise us because I felt like it was like a magnet coming together, and I could see me and Cath kissing each other, feeling us kiss each other.
We're like breathing together. You could
Yeah,
feel like
our
you're
breath
breathing
was
the
like
same
as one
breath.
eye.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's probably worth noticing that you see that when people go into hypnosis together like that. So when you watch this back, you'll see you breathing at different rates, and then as you connect down, you go into hypnosis, and that's a good place to know that you're in a good. Your breathing just synced, and then that's when I pointed out to you that had happened. But it's about
I have
being
been hypnotised together before,
but not like that.
because
no.
people like us to be you know, you get two for the price of one, don't you, if you it was on the other end. So I usually end up falling on John, to be honest.
There you go. So that's so how did you find that, Cass? Is there anything that you surprised you, or it might not be, and that's fine.
I think sometimes I want to say to you to ask a different question. You know, like when you have in your mind what question you want you to ask.
And that's a very good point, actually, because I'll often do with couples a few times.
Yeah.
That's one of the questions I ask on follow-up. Is there any questions, you know, people, they'll email me, and they're good questions, you know, because it's about getting that communication. Or then, you know, I'll say to the people, I'll say to you, you know, once we finish today, go and talk about the questions that you wish I'd asked. And
Yeah.
that
Just
immediately opens up that communication, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just felt like I said something about the things you brought, but some of the problem is what's happened to me before. I was in an abusive relationship where sex was used as a weapon or whatever, or getting held down and all of those things that maybe you would like to try, but then you've got that fear of powerlessness or whatever that's from before, that you know is from before, when you try and get over it, but you still have those reactions to something that somebody does that's not that person, but because of what's happened to you before.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason I got divorced, because my first marriage broke up because there was physical abuse. And sex can be used as a weapon, can't it?
It can, but I guess it's that's why things like a yes, no, maybe list are very useful, because it gives you the place where you can talk about, because what you're saying is maybe, but these are the things I would have to feel and know to even consider that. So it gives you a space to talk about it, and also I guess if things are a no, sometimes it makes you understand why it's a no, and you can find a place in the middle sometimes. And that's the bit where people often don't have that communication. They don't kind of talk about it because they don't want to upset each other, where actually sometimes there's a bit in the middle somewhere that works for both of you, or, you know, for both sets of fantasies or whatever. Are you right if I open this up and ask people if they want to ask you some questions?
Yeah, that's fine.
Has anybody got any questions for the wonderful Hypno-Tates about what they just kind of experienced, or any observations or any questions for me?
I just want to say thank you, probably on behalf of everybody, that you shared something so beautiful and special and essentially private. So we're kind of like blessed that you're willing to do that for us.
You're welcome.
I think because we've met Kaz before, I think if you hadn't met her in person before, it maybe would be a bit more daunting. So lovely though. So
we all love Kaz, don't we?
Well, it's about trust, isn't it? You know,
it is about trust. Absolutely, it is. And but no, thank you for doing that. And it is what I always think whenever I do this with clients. It's a really beautiful process. It's a real privilege to watch, and even if sometimes it can get a little bit sticky, there's a few kind of accusations like get thrown around occasionally, you can help people resolve that, because you can remind them we're in this, you know, in this very trusting place. But it is really beautiful to watch, and you kind of saw them kind of drawing together more and more as we went through that. You can kind of see that drifting together. And you know, and obviously I've done a shorter thing there. Sometimes I spend a long time doing that, you know. It's so, you know, it can be, you know, we can go through, because we've looked at things like what are their love languages, so we know the different kinds of questions to ask. Sometimes it be things on a yes, no, maybe list, you know, how would you feel about, or, and, you know, things like as well, I'll ask them to share a fantasy sometimes, and that's a good one, you know, knowing it's just a fantasy. So there's lots of things that I incorporate into that. I'm just kind of being, you know, mindful of we're in a webinar, and